Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We have another PPL game that's super awesome. Today we're going up against Gray, aka Huge Nerd. Yeah, we kind of run a league together. It's his brainchild baby, and he was just like, "Hey, Trog, help me run the NSCL, soon to be the PTL." That's all good and fun and all that, but this is an entirely different league. We're both in the PPL together, and whatever friendship we had before is about to be completely ruined by this game. You will see. So we're in all the games we've ever played, we've never beaten Gray before, but that's about to change right here, and I'm gonna show you why. His team is it's pretty scary. Let me go over it for you guys real quick. First of all, he's got Mega Lopunny, which that's it's scary. He's got Hydreigon, Rotom Wash, Nidoqueen, Shaman, Klefki, Alakazam, the worst Lycanroc, Rapidash, Drifblim, and the worst Pinsir, basically. So his team is kind of top heavy, but at the same time his lower tier threats are nothing to pass over. Mega Lopunny and Hydreigon obviously form an insanely powerful offensive core. Rotom Wash can swing either way. Klefki is annoying as heck, and it's I hate going up against that thing. I don't have a good track record versus the likes of Nidoqueen and Nidoking, and yeah, Mega Alakazam's always threatening. Rapidash can run some scary sets like Scarf and stuff, and Lycanroc, it's Lycanroc, but I've got the better version of that on my team, which let's start it off. I've got Lycanroc here, so I am running the Splintered Storm Shards version of Lycanroc. Let me just get that up on here real quick. Where is that? Now I've got my other things. Where is, I don't know, I should have a sprite for that on here somewhere. Anyway, there it is. So yeah, I'm bringing a Woo, the Lycanroc with Accelerock, Swords Dance, Stone Edge, and Zen Headbutt. There's really no other reason to run anything besides this. I'm running Max Jolly just because I speed tie with the likes of his Lycanroc. That also outspeeds Rapidash. I hit faster things like Alakazam really hard with my priority. Zen Headbutt does a lot of damage to everything that resists my Z move, like Alakazam. And I've got priority Accelerock, which makes things like Drifblim, Pinsir, Rapidash way less of a threat. At +2, it does a ton of damage to Alakazam. I'm talking, it might be Focus Sash, with the Magic Guard ability, so that's something to look out for. So I need some prior damage, but Lycanroc just does a ton of damage, and it's also the game's supposed to be dog versus dog. It's you got to bring it because his has a good matchup against my team, and I just really like having the priority about. So next up, I've got Surfboard, the Suicune, whose job is to check Lopunny. I'm running max physical defense with Rocky Helmet, just because it's I can switch into a Fake Out, and it takes however much damage. It's 1/6, so, and then it hits me with a return that doesn't kill, and then I can live another one and rest, and by that time it's taken half health. And it's gonna have to do even more damage for me while I rest, and then I've got Sleep Talk, and hopefully I'll get a Scald or something. So physically defensive Suicune with Rocky Helmet's a really great check to Lopunny. It also checks the Lycanroc really nicely, because when I've got Pinsir on my team, I kind of need a check to Lycanroc, because it comes in, Acceleroc's coming in, and I'm like, oh no. And yeah, the one thing that does a ton of damage to it is Rotom, so I gotta watch out for that. But otherwise, yeah, Suicune is just a fantastic Pokemon. Crocoon set is nothing to laugh at, and he doesn't have any immunities to water type, although he does have resistances in the likes of Rotom, Shaman, Hydreigon, but I've got other checks to those things. So Hydreigon is a huge threat, and that's why I am bringing Kissy Boots, the Togekiss, which is on here somewhere as well, or maybe not. Did I not just put all of my Mons into OBS? I could have sworn that I did, but yeah, I guess not. So yeah, I'm bringing my Togekiss even if it doesn't show up like on the side there. It's max speed def, so it's like between Suicune and Togekiss. That's basically my wall core. They both are weak to electric, which is something I do have to watch out for. But I'm running Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower, Roost, and Defog with, that's supposed to be a Babiri Berry, Steel type, because that way I can switch into Hydreigon 100% of the time. If it's coming, it's bringing Flash Cannon, like Dodoy. Can switch into Hydreigon 100% of the time, live any 2 hits, and Oko with Dazzling Gleam, get a Roost off, all that good jazz. Suicune also, or not Suicune, what am I talking about? Togekiss also does very well against the likes of Alakazam. It's okay against Nidoqueen, although I don't have good oh wait, no, what am I talking about? It gets Sludge Wave, Dodoy. It does okay against Klefki because, again, I've got my Babiri Berry, which if it doesn't pop versus the Hydreigon, I can 2-hit KO the Klefki, because Klefki is an annoying piece of Pokemon garbage, and I need to be able to like deal with something that he would otherwise be confident against. So that's why I've got Togekiss here the way that I do. So next up, I've got Roserade, which is pretty crucial for me this game. It's got a fantastic matchup. I am running, that should be Giga Drain. Like, Leaf Storm's 130 power, Giga Drain is 75. Oh, that's like twice as powerful. No, less than twice as powerful. Now, I think I'm going to stick with the Leaf Storm just to like be able to do a ton of damage to anything that comes in. More often than not, though, I will be going for the Dazzling Gleam, because any good switch he thinks he has into Roserade gets like bopped by Dazzling Gleam. Like, if he's running a bulky Hydreigon, does a ton of damage. Like, anything not named Rotom or Klefki. Well, Klefki is probably his best in versus this, but I do have Sleep Powder. So depending on the team that he brings, I will likely be leading with this, actually, since his best leads are like Nidoqueen, Rotom, maybe Lopunny, but yeah. So I can get a Sleep Powder on something, hopefully. The speed is actually really useful for me this game. It outspeeds Rotom 100% of the time and lets it Scarf, but if it's Scarf, that's actually really great for me. Specs is not great for me, and Bulky is a little less bad. Scarf is the easiest for me to deal with. Running this speed, that's also outspeeds Modest Hydreigon if he chooses to go that route, which I don't know if that's likely or not. It also creeps a certain spread of Shaman that's threatening to me. It creeps Nidoqueen. It's pretty great. Doesn't do great versus like Lycanroc or Rapidash or heck, even that Pinsir, but Pinsir's probably not coming because I've got priority on 2 super effective priorities versus it. And it actually does a decent amount of damage to the Alakazam too, but it probably won't stay in. Again, Suicune, or in fact Togekiss, is a better switch into that. So yeah, it's kind of going to be crucial for me this game. I have to play very safely with it. Got to keep it around until that Rotom is gone, because that gives me a bunch of problems like every other way. So next I've got my Flappy Bird, which, you know, priority is kind of huge for me. If my opponent decides to bring Shaman, I eat it for breakfast. Lycanroc ruins my day like all the time. It outspeeds me, and I just gotta like get out of there, because it can either waste its Z move on me or go for the Excel Rock or something else. But I deal with the likes of, you know, I hit Lopunny really hard. I hit Hydreigon really hard. I hit Rotom decently hard with the X-Scissor, and yeah, Pinsir's just great to have all the time, and that's also not on there, but there we go. And lastly, I'm bringing Jirachi, which is a scumbag set, like 100% scumbag every day of the week, and it's great because I can basically win with like 200 flinches if I want to. Scarf outspeeds his entire unboosted team, even if he is boosted with like Nidoqueen or Nidoqueen or Rotom. I outspeed those as well. I think that's 154. I might not outspeed like max Scarf Rotom, but definitely modest Scarf Rotom. Outspeed Lopunny 100% of the time, Hydreigon all the time, unless that's Scarf, which wouldn't be the greatest for me, but then again, Togekiss switches into it, so I'm not staying in versus that any day of the week. Heart Stamp is a super useful move because he doesn't have great switches into that except Hydreigon, which I've already gone over that. I'm going to be going for U-Turn a lot early game, going to be going for Heart Stamp and Iron Head a lot late game. So it's kind of a, what do you say, it's not necessarily like a win con for me, but it's going to be like one of those other crucial mons. Like between Roserade and Jirachi, these are two mons that I really got to keep around. Pinsir and Lycanroc are just to get some priority chip, and Suicune and Togekiss are like my defensive backbone, which both do a great job depending, again, on what he brings. The only things I really don't see coming are like Drifblim, Pinsir, and possibly Shaman. I can definitely see Rapidash coming because it's a very useful speed tier that I think ties with Pinsir. Klefki, he knows that annoys me, but I've got kind of good answers to it. Rotom's tough for me to deal with, but I do have the Roserade with that in mind. But his much bigger offensive threats like Lopunny and Hydreigon I've got good answers to. So that's the team, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying my season so far. I definitely want to keep my wins going because, like I said, I really want to make a statement in this league and prove that I'm like a force to be reckoned with. And if I get my first 2 games, like if I get a win my first 2 games, that's fantastic. If not, I'm still probably standing good, but I don't want to I want to keep momentum going, and I've got to, do that against Gray, and so I can say that I have a win against them for once in my entire life. Anyway, that's all for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below if you got anything to say. Subscribe for more as usual, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.